an opening statement.
Yeah, great weekend against a really good team in Louisville. Just shout out to the fans. That was an awesome environment. DKS was rocking. Loved that. We had the orange balloons and the fire, the flames, the pinwheels and the orange palms. I mean, that stuff matters and gets the crowd into it. And obviously, when our guys play like they played and we pitch like we pitch and we defend like we defend and hit like we hit, it helps. But those two work in concert, and seeing the crowd get into it and be an active participant in our success and working together, it just made for a really, really cool environment. It was fun to watch. Our guys were talking about it, and then you just heard them just saying, man, this crowd is really good. They're into it. It was just noticeably different. So appreciate everyone at DKS all weekend. That was awesome. In terms of the game today, Caden, outstanding job settling in. We're on the ropes there early with them getting the leadoff hitter out and scratched a couple runs, but Caden did an awesome job of just starting to land his pitches, letting the defense play. Cooper Ingle throwing 3 runners out. And then, just kind of this surgical strike of just run here, 2 runs there, run here, and just kept the pressure on. And we're fortunate to get the long ball today with Willie T's 2-run homer and Billy's home run. And Cooper Ingle had a big 2-out RBI double. So it was just felt like it was just one of those games where we just had the gas pedal down, and that's a really good team, and they'll be wouldn't be surprised to see them turn it around here real quick with their coaching staff and their players. But it's hard to sweep in this league, and for us to play well 3 times like we did, pitch like we did, it's a big deal. So lastly, we still haven't done anything yet, so now's not the time to pick our head up and be looking at standings and rankings and projections and things like that. We still have a lot of work to do, and that's what we'll be focused on doing, is just keep getting better and take our show on the road this next week, starting with Coastal.
Questions for players?
To me, 11 strikeouts, career high. It looked like maybe you had a better feel for your breaking ball than maybe you've had in the past today.
Struggled first, like you said, but Cooper Ingle picked me up. That's my boy. He works his butt off back there, day in and day out. He really came through for me today and the whole team, and it was really nice. And then seeing the bats, how they were swinging it, was good. And maybe I had a little bit more feel for it later, but that's not even close to what the highlight of the game was. We played really good team baseball today, and I was glad to be a part of it.
You said a new career high with 9 strikeouts last week at Boston College. Do you feel like you're really getting stronger as the season goes on?
Not really thinking about it, to be honest. We're just coming out here and playing our best ball. We love to win, and we love to compete. So we just come out and do those 2 things.
I guess, Billy, did you have a view of that liner that came back to Caden? And how impressive of a play was that?
Yeah, it was great. Love to see it. It was really momentum swinger for us. It was really cool to see. It was very, very cool, pretty swaggy. So yeah, that was great to see.
Take us through your home run at bat there, the leadoff home run. I think it was the first pitch of the count, was it not?
Yeah. We had been on the barrel all day. Had a great approach, I thought, against the starter and against the guys coming in. We really just stayed on the barrel. Had a couple right at guys, but I thought we attacked really well, and we're on the barrel all day today. So.
Okay, you earlier looked like you're not landing right. You didn't look comfortable at first.
It just kept slipping. So we don't really let the outside stuff affect us. We just go up there and compete, and we battle. So we stick to our plan, and we just keep on pushing.
Caden Billy's been batting behind you. What's it been like for you to see him work his way from a non-starter at the beginning of the season to one of the most dangerous bats in your lineup?
Well, we call him 100. We all knew 100 could swing the bat well, and it's just super nice having a guy like that in the lineup. The dude rakes. Y'all seen it firsthand. So it's great that our lineup 1 to 9 is producing really well, and we plan to keep doing it.
Is he as soft-spoken around you guys as he seems to be with us?
Once he opens up a little bit, but yeah, he's pretty quiet for the most part. But he's the man.
That's true.
Caden, you had a nice bunt single on Friday. You haven't bunted a lot in your career, have you?
No.
You seem to take a lot of pride in that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. EB said it was there, so why not?
Any other questions for the players?
Yeah, Billy, a coach can say, hey, we're happy, not satisfied, we haven't won anything yet, but if the team doesn't buy in, doesn't mean anything. But it looks like you guys have really bought into that and that this is a united clubhouse.
Yeah, we've always had, the long-term goal in mind. We've always been confident in our team. Even beginning of the year, maybe we weren't doing as well we are now, but we've always been confident in ourselves and what we can do, what we can accomplish.
What was his message to you, even when you were struggling? What was his and the coaching staff's constant message to you guys?
Just keep our head down, keep going to work, trust the process, trust our training, what we've done, what we've prepared for, and just let it all happen.
Ken, was there a point that you as players felt like you really turned a corner? Was it the Florida State series or maybe even the Wake series before that?
I mean, if you've been watching from the start, we've been in it. We've been in every single game. We've worked our butt off, so we've been here the whole time. But it's just starting to show, and we don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
Any other questions for the players? All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. All right. Questions for Coach?
Coach Caden touched on it. How big was it? I think it was the first 5 leadoff runners he put on, but Cooper Engel threw out a few runners, a couple struck them out, throw them out. How big were those inning killers?
It's all about momentum, and they have it all, and then the strike them out, throw them outs, or just throwing a guy trying to advance on a ball in dirt. All of it, outs on the bases are such big things to get. You don't want to make them when you're on offense, and you always want to look for those when you're on defense. And so to get 3 of them today, to think that 3 of the 27 outs came from Cooper Engel throwing guys out, that's pretty impressive, and a lot of times can bail out a pitcher who's on the ropes, and maybe that outing couldn't get to the 6th inning, not because his stuff isn't good, but maybe his pitch count gets too elevated. So it's all connected, and Cooper really gave us a lift there with the strong arm throws and playing fast, accurate catch, and the defense behind him, and it was all good stuff. The pitching and the defense has been significantly improved, and just feels like we're just confident and got a high level of belief in playing much better baseball.
Does this team remind you of any team you've been around before?
Yeah, I mean, there's some similarities to some teams that have made a run where not the making the run part, but the dealing with adversity part. And I don't think we would be where we are right now mentally if we didn't have the struggles early. And the struggles are what help shape the identity and help define us and make us tougher and make us more resilient. And every time we play, it's just another game that's close, and we may play from a deficit, we may play from a narrow lead, it might be a close margin game, and it's no big deal because we have so many repetitions with that already that we're comfortable in all of those scenarios. We're not going to see anything moving forward we haven't seen already, and we're comfortable in those uncomfortable situations, and you can tell the guys have just been knocked down so many times that they've just gotten back up every time, that they're unfazed, they're battle tested, and that's a good feeling to have, as we continue to grow and improve.
Was there a certain moment when you saw that, okay, because I remember you saying, guys were this close, I got a feeling they're not from that. So was there a certain moment that told you that hey, other than just those things you saw?
Well, it's like Caden mentioned when he said we've been right there. We lost a lot of games when we had either the lead or tied after the 7th, the first half of the season. Game 2 of South Carolina, all 3 with UCF, and then the first couple weekends of ACC play, the 2 we lost to Duke were that way, and we had a 1 strike away from that Friday night victory at Georgia Tech, and had the lead against Wake in the middle game, going into the 8th or 9th. It's just you know, you can't really just say it's all about injuries and this, that, because everybody deals with injuries, but, you know, you just experience those letdowns enough. You know, it's like a boxer just gets punched enough to eventually doesn't feel it, you know, and it's just, so what, you know, it's so what feeling, and, you know, that's just where we're at now. We just, we've just have been through the ringer enough now that now a few things happen, you know, we've stayed with it, a couple of games go our way. The teams, the talents, the physical talent's always been there. It's been there since day one. It's just, you know, once that belief system really gets anchored in though, and the guys get confident, a confident team can do anything, a confident player can do anything, and the guys have a lot of confidence right now.
I asked you about Creighton on Friday, pinch hitting, going 2 for 2. He had just 2 hits against Binghamton before that. 5 for 6 this weekend, 2 doubles, 3 walks. Seems like he's making a real bid to lock up that right field spot.
Somebody might have to, but yeah, he did a really good job of reaching base. You know, reached base 9 of his last 10 plate appearances, and just a lot of quality at bats. All, you know, even the, you know, everything's on the barrel, and big hits, leading off an inning today with a double. You know, just he was our opening day, one of our opening day starters. So we've always felt like it's been there. You know, just for whatever reason, we've had a lot of movement at that position. You know, and so even on Tuesday, you know, Jacob Jarrell's going to catch, and Cooper Engel may go out to right field again. So it just, you know, you never know. I mean, we still may have some movement there, but the positive in having a lot of guys who have played that position is they're all fresh and ready to go when their number's called and come off the bench. So that was good to see Jack take advantage of the opportunity, and he'll certainly get that nod again moving forward and next weekend. And he did a great job, and he's going to be a good player, there's no question.
Speaking of Tuesday, you got to go to Coastal, then Virginia Tech. Big week, obviously, ahead for this team.
No question. Yeah, we, you know, got to take this show on the road, and you know, we're very accustomed to doing that, just having done that for back-to-back weeks at NC State and at BC. So nothing new there, you know, just another road trip, and this one's be a little bit longer though. And you're gonna have 2 very good opponents, and we'll have to earn everything that we get, but we can't overlook Coastal Carolina right now, because they've obviously earned every accolade they've got this season, and the rankings that they have, and you know, they're a very, very special group, and we were fortunate to have success when we played them here last time, but we know it's going to be a battle on Wednesday when we play them.
Blake went hitless for about 4 games. Good to see him hitting the ball hard today.
You know, he's in swing mode, and he's aggressive, and just love to see that about a guy like that. Is he's going to hit his way out of anything, and just, you know, sometimes he's hitting them hard and they're just not falling. He hit a couple really hard yesterday right at people, but he's just going to keep swinging, and I love that about him, because he hasn't let his confidence take a hit at all. Whether the hits fall or they don't, the confidence doesn't take a hit. So he's just he'll keep swinging, and glad a couple of them fell today, or one of them fell today.
With Billy, there was a few series in ACC play that he became an everyday player. I mean, what did he improve to establish himself as the player he is now?
Yeah, I mean, he's an unbelievable success story of a kid that, you know, he bleeds orange. Billy, you bleed orange, right? If we cut you open, you bleed. Yeah. He bleeds orange. You know, his long history with his family in Clemson, his grandfather on the board of trustees, and you know, so he's always been all in, all Clemson, and just needed that opportunity. And you see that a lot of times with guys that, you know, once they get it, they take advantage of it, and they capitalize on it. And for him, you know, it's kind of a fluke the way it happened, because he was the 3rd first baseman on the depth chart, and Grice was out, and Chad Ferry got hit by a pitch, and he was out, and then Billy went in there and got a couple of hits, and then all of a sudden he hits one off the softball building to walk off Georgia State, and it's just like, whoa. And I think that, you know, that type of moment can just, you know, spark something in a player, and it just can be like a light bulb going off. He's always been confident in his ability. He just needed the consistent opportunities. And so once he started getting them, you know, it went from a guy that we thought, you know, maybe he can provide us a little spark here temporarily to there's no way we're right in the lineup without Billy Amick in it.
A couple good outings from Grice this weekend. He caught a little bit last season. How unusual is that for a guy to be able to catch and pitch at this level, and is that giving him a little bit of a unique perspective?
Yeah, for sure. You don't see it very often, you're right. You know, Matt Wieters did it way back when, and there's been a couple others who've done it, but no, it's tough to do. So now that I think he's made the full-time switch to pitcher only, it's really allowed his pitching to take off. And he's got one of those fastballs that's got a lot of ride, got a lot of induced vertical break, and throws hard, and you know, he's got that short catcher arm action, which really helps that movement profile of the pitch. But he's a guy that, again, to start the season, is the coaches were trying to figure out what the roles are and who goes where. You know, we didn't really know what he was because he was a little bit banged up in the fall, didn't pitch that much, and as he's gotten his opportunities, he's jumped right into that high leverage reliever type of role.
I guess you talked about that you can't be looking at rankings and things like that. How difficult is that to do when you're on a streak like this? A lot of people are talking about you guys, you know, as potential regional hosts. Like, do you tell them to turn off the cell phones? Like, what do you do to make sure they don't look at this?
You know, I don't tell them to not look, or I just tell them it's not going to do anything for us to really spend a whole lot of mental calories reading it, looking at it, playing the what if game. I mean, it's always nice to be recognized. We'll be recognized this week, I'm sure, but it doesn't do anything in terms of securing anything. We have to go out and earn it. If we get distracted by those types of things, that can get us off track to what's really important. And what's really important is right now the recovery of our bodies and getting ready to prepare for Coastal. But we haven't done anything yet. We're playing well, but we have to remember why we're playing well and what our preparation is and our mindset is to play well, and sell out to that, because that's what allows us to play well so that the other stuff can happen. So it's just really more of a disciplined mental focus is all it is. And yeah, it's nice to be recognized. It's nice to read about our guys and the success they're having, but it's not the only ranking that matters. I'm sure you guys hear this all the time, but the only ranking that matters is the last one. So we just need to keep our head down, and there'll be a time where we can pick our head up, take a look at what we've accomplished, but it's not right now.
I know you have a lot of respect for Coach McDonald. Is it personally pretty gratifying for you to be able to sweep him in your first season here?
Well, he's a Hall of Famer, and he's one of the best, not only in this conference, he's one of the best to ever do it in all of college baseball. And he's a great friend. You know, we shared many hotel rooms together as assistant coaches in the SEC way back when. He was the only assistant coach in the SEC that Jiffy and I invited to our wedding, put it that way. Yeah, he's a great friend, and he and his wife Julie are awesome people, and they just he runs a very good program, and I have zero doubt that they'll get hot at the right time and do what they need to do to make a run like they always do, because you know Louisville baseball is a blue blood of college baseball now, and it wasn't that way 20 years ago, and it is that way now because of what Coach McDonald has built. So I have the utmost respect for him and consider him not only a great friend but a mentor as well.
All right.